Hi friends, this is Capun Piso, May 21st, 2017. I'm going to talk today about what is atheism, what is religion. But let's begin from the beginning. Where were we created? How were we created? And what organ do we use for thinking? So we have to use reasoning and use our brains to be able to cogitate, connect, deduct. Then the truth will emerge, all based on reality. But we must first realize that we were created by an ejection of semen, DNA, like all animals, like all life forms, an ejection of a seed, semen DNA from a penis. To an action, there is always an equal and opposite reaction. When the brain is sick, it's like a computer. When it is infected with a virus, it cannot work correctly. It will give you the wrong information. And the brain, created by an ejecta of semen from a penis, the brain is the creator of thought. And we are not born believing in anything. We got the information via the five senses. Via the five senses during the imprinting period. There are over 8,000 languages spoken on the planet. That's what we communicate. We pass information. Today we know, we can see it, and it's proven, since the brain creates thought, that the brain can produce apophiba. That's a word that I created. Imaginary, friend or foe, irrational beliefs, acceptance. They are at the root of all religions, schizophrenia, temporal lobe epilepsy, bipolar disorder, cognitive dissonance, and the rest. When the brain has apophiba, it's like believing that 2 + 2 equals any number. The dysfunctional, malfunctioning brain tells us it is, except for the truth, which is 4. That's the problem with religion, which is the cause of all the problems in the world today, or it's been because of the problems since we evolved into freak primates, because that's what we are, friends. We're nothing but crazy primates, freaks of nature. In my view, my hypothesis, something that happened over 47 million years ago, spearheaded by the coronavirus in our genome. You know, the brain, the thinking, the performance of thoughts in the brain can be influenced by viruses in our stomach, in our gut. We have viruses. We have bacteria. We have 100 trillion viruses, more than actually human cells. You see, people don't understand, don't realize this, and everybody, the scientists, they take it for granted. They ignore it. They bypass it. And nobody tells you. There is no scientist that tells you and talk to you as blunt as I do. And that is the problem. We have to begin from the beginning. Our brains create thoughts. They were produced by speed of semen DNA during coitus. When our mothers say, "Oh my God, it feels so good." But that's the truth. See, and religious psychosis, there are as many religions as the brain can create, as many gods. So atheism means lack of belief in imaginary friends, which denotes sanity, mental health. Being logical, like Mr. Spock or Star Trek. But see, this guy here is wearing all this outfit because of religious psychosis. It's strapped in there. It's like a Roman toga. It comes from the Roman Empire. The Roman Empire had many gods, many religious psychosis. The most important was the worship of the emperor. That was considered Jesus Christ, a Christus, because it is a title. But I go into that later. Now, let's go into atheism and religion. What the words mean. And this is in English. One version of English that I'm speaking to you with. But there are many versions of English. Like there are 8,000 languages spoken on the planet. Thanks to the FOXP2 gene. That's the reason we primates, we crazy primates, be able to think, to speak, to make sounds, algo que parece que me puedes entender lo que está diciendo en este momento. In diesem Moment durch sprechen und sehr verschieden, nicht wahr? Le français aussi, parce que je parle en français. So I'm making these sounds and I'm pronouncing using different languages, 8,000 languages spoken on the planet. So we are born, we adopt the language of our parents. And of course the custom, and then you have to fend up between fact and fiction. That's what we have to be doing all the time. But if we are constantly bombarded by fiction, by religion, by culture. But the religious psychosis, believe in God, and many gods, as the brain can create. And the brain is the creator of thought. But the thoughts can create civilizations and culture. See? When it's atheist was mentally healthy, then you really arrive at the truth of mathematics. 2 + 2 = 4. Not any other number. Religion is like saying any other number is the truth except 4, which is reality, and you don't get anywhere. That's the reason people believe in prayer and gods. And no, if you pray, if you get sick and you pray, you get no results. It's like praying to Mickey Mouse, Donald Duck, and the Tooth Fairy. And this is the problem. And religion is the cause of all the problems. It's like a cancer of the brain. It's like an HIV of the brain that makes people, have different beliefs. And within Islam, there's like 73 sects, Islam psychosis. And these guys here are Christ psychosis. This is Islam psychosis. Christ psychosis is the other ones, you see. And they're born in Christianity-infected homes. And they don't see it. The religion itself is a form of neurological disorder. It's like one of the schizophrenias. And it's right there because all of them have hypophilia, imaginary friend for irrational belief acceptance. And see, this is the reason I also developed the word theo-tarded. Theo is Deus, is God. See, imaginary friend. Tardus, from the Latin, delayed. Tardis, tardu, delayed. Delayed because of believing God. In other words, when you read one book and you constantly read it with your brain doesn't evolve, you're theo-tarded. It's like this man here. But these Muslims are benefiting from science. And science is created by atheism, constantly rejecting the fairy tales and the illogical 2 + 2 = any number except 4 in all faith and religious beliefs. Medical technology get nowhere if you believe in gods and imaginary friends. And these people contradict themselves because they benefit from all this science created by atheism, and they believe in Allah and flying prophets and jinn and spirits and nonsense like that, believing in the Quran, which is many of them. And like the Christ psychotics believe in the Bible, there are many of them. Zombies that are resurrected and say with blood, you see, so this is the problem. But let's begin with atheism and religion. Religion. What is religion? There are 8,000 languages spoken on the planet, as many as the brain can create, as well as symbols and writing and all that. Religion. Ra is the sun god. Many names. Ligare means to tie. To put it, draw into a knot, to tie. Religio. Re, sun god, Ra, the god, and to tie. Religio, religare, to tie. So religion means to tie oneself of the belief of the Son God, or a God. So when you believe in God, you have to develop a religio, a religion. If you're an atheist, A means no, and theo means God, or imaginary friend. So when you do not believe in gods, which are imaginary friends, means that you are mentally healthy. Because in all religions have imaginary friends, apophiba, imaginary friend or for irrational belief, acceptance, and which happens in all the schizophrenias. Find me one person that is a schizophrenic that does not believe in irrational things and imaginary friends. You will not find one. And we see here our psycho president, man is very sick, is Christ-psychotic, went to church and believing all this nonsense, and this is the result when he grows up. But see, as you can see here, he implores. This man is he has really a big, huge problem with his brain. He has suffered from cognitive dissonance, ambivalence. He never tells the truth because he believes in imaginary friends. So he goes back and forth. And 2 + 2 = 9 = 10, except never 4. And he's extremely dangerous because he suffered from the HIV of God belief. See? And you can see here, he doesn't know anything about the culture of Saudi Arabia or a different place that he visits that are infected with the different religion, the different psychosis. Because religion is one of the schizophrenias. It's a neurological disorder, very dangerous, controlling the brain. And people in power are psychotic, like Islam psychotics. So he doesn't write, what is terrorism? To drive out terrorists. Well, all religion psychoses have terrorism. Because they believe 2 + 2 = the number they say it is. But if they believe that it's 9, and the Christ-psychotics believe that it's 5, so therefore you're going to have a conflict. So you're going to start fighting for your imaginary friend, which is Allah and the Prophet, and which is many sects. And it's like fighting in the imaginary friends, and then the Christ-psychotics is a zombie that resurrects and saved with blood. We have like 100 different versions, or more versions of Christianity itself, which is a disorder, it's a mental illness, it's the worst of all of them. Christianity is the worst. And then, of course, to the Christ-psychotics, the Islam psychotics, Wahhabism, Saudi Arabia, they are terrorists because they abide by the Quran. And all religions, if you read them, read the Bibles, the many Bibles, and you'll find all this disgusting terrorism, sadomasochism, ambivalence. They contradict itself all the time, and just like Trump is doing. See, and he's sick. So therefore, this is what you see, because there is no atheism. These people are religious psychotics, all of them. It's like a different version of schizophrenia. So terrorism, religion is a terrorism of the brain. It's like a cancer. It makes you act crazy and dumb and furious. You know, look at the Crusades, 200 years. Look at Holocaust, Christian Hitler, Christian Mussolini. It's all Christianity infected. Russia. It's like the Orthodox Christ-psychotic Russians. They have communism, but communism is not atheist at all, because they believe in themselves as the gods. And they continue with all the population of Russia, all Christianity infected, with different variations of Christianity. So now they control Russia, they control Putin, because Putin was brought up in a Christianity infected home. Like our psycho president. Very dangerous man. And he's creating thinking with his brain. So, and he benefits from atheism. See the microphone? See the lights? See the electricity and all that? That's atheism for you, friends. Because atheism means A, no, and theism, imaginary friend or God. No believe in imaginary friends. In the moment that you don't believe in imaginary friends, you are an atheist. And this is what scientists in the United States of America should say. They don't. They ignore it. They're clueless. They don't realize that religion is a mental disorder. It's a very dangerous cancer of the brain, because the brain is the creator of thinking. When the brain is sick, is malfunctioning, has a problem, then it creates, especially in positions of power, is a problem. Look at Hitler. Look at the Crusaders. Look at the popes. The popes, the psychotic popes, they control 1 billion Catholics. Catholicism is universal. And this is the problem. And they believe him. They believe the Pope is true. It's an emissary of some Jesus. So you see how crazy these people are? In Hinduism, the same thing. You have all these crazy people. Buddhism, the same thing. They believe in imaginary friends. And they have their little sacred books that they read all the time, and they do not evolve. That is very dangerous. These people don't evolve. They're stagnant. That's the reason they wear all these suits and dresses and stuff and outfits from centuries and centuries ago. They are not evolving. But then they benefit from the science created by the gathering of knowledge of mentally healthy atheist people that are always questioning things and do experiments. And see, this is the problem. That's atheism. Against religion. Religare. To tie it with all the psychosis, all the schizophrenia of God belief tied together. That's a religion. Re is the sun god or gods, and then ligare is to tie it down from all the religions. It's like going to Disneyland. And you have the religion of Mickey Mouse. They're going to fight with the gods of Donald Duck and the Tinkerbell and the rest of them. So religion is a mental illness. It's a cancer of the brain that nobody seems to see, and the problem that we're all having. And we are in trouble because it can make us extinct, because the leaders of the countries are infected with religious psychosis. They are not mentally healthy. And all the scientists, people in running countries, should be all mentally healthy. In other words, atheist scientists in control of all the nations. Then you'll see a difference in the planet. But not with nuts like this. People are totally crazy, religious Christ psychotics, believing that 2 + 2 is any number they believe it is, except 4. They rely on prayer. And prayer is telepathic communication with imaginary friends. See? Look at this.
Christians, but also their Muslim brothers and sisters. A message, they say, that comes straight from Pope Francis. And so these students who walked out say that they don't believe that Vice President Mike Pence embodies those teachings.
The brain creates thoughts. And in all churches and universities like this, they teach you that some be resurrected and saved with blood, and that is true. This is a schizophrenia.
And that was a speech, or I guess that was what we wanted to say today to the administration, more so than anyone else. The administration, you need to listen to our peers, you need to listen to our peers' families and concerns when you decide who to.
The problem is that Pence, Christ-psychotic infected brain, is thinking different than the Pope Francis infected brain. And the problem is we have the vice president is a Christianity infected lunatic. It's an imbecile. It's a theotard. Theo means God. Tard means tardy. In other words, retarded. The brain is retarded because of believing imaginary friends, which is God. And see, Notre Dame is a Catholic university, which is, is kind of, it's an oxymoron. You have a university where people believe in imaginary friends. That's Christ psychotics. So you have a lunatic being vice president. The guy is disgusting. And this is the big problem, and they are protesting, but it's just like people that believe in Mickey Mouse, they are protesting. Those that came around and start talking about Donald Duck, that is the real, true Redeemer, the true God. So you're having this problem, and they don't realize that all these people here, all of them, are created by coitus, by spirit of semen DNA from a penis. And the brain is the creator of thinking. They were not born believing in anything. So thanks to the imprinting period, they start acquiring the culture and beliefs of the imaginary friends of the parents. The Christ psychosis. In the moment that you reject all of them and you navigate with science and nothing but the truth and 2 + 2 = 4, then you are an atheist. You don't believe in imaginary friends, and you are really, truly a sane person, a sane primate, because we're insane primates anyway to begin with, because we're freaks of nature. But as a human, if you recognize that you are a crazy primate, you're a freak of nature, then you are, as a human, you are sane. You see, you're an atheist.
In combating extremist ideology, and we just got some interesting
Extremist ideology?
on what's taking place here in this center. This is the inaugural occasion of this.
See, they don't realize they all have brains. And they are infected with religious psychosis, theotardism. See, this is the problem. They don't realize, see, they have a different beliefs, a different psychosis, because religion is a mental illness, a dangerous cancer of the brain. And Trump has one from the Western world, which is all Christianity infected. Different types, Protestants, Catholics, hundreds and hundreds of different types. Muslims, Islam psychotic, have the same thing. Different variations of the psychosis of God belief in their Muslim psychosis. So it's a dangerous thing. So you can't, they're all, see, you cannot say extremist ideology, because when you have extremism, do you have extremist schizophrenia? Because if one schizophrenic has extremism that hates, that believes in the alien of the rock, and he had to kill people that don't believe in the alien of the rock, but the alien of the god of the water, and they start killing all the people that believe in the sit on rock that stuff. Well, are they extremists? What is an ideology? They are religious psychotics. All of them are religious psychotics. See, this is the problem, and the scientists say nothing. The mentally healthy atheists, scientists, say nothing about this insanity. These people are schizophrenic. They all belong in a mental institution. You believe in God, you're a theotard. You have a problem with your brain. You're created by coitus. You're created by a spit of semen DNA from the Father. All of them. We all are. What do you want me to reprobates? They're crazy. As long as we recognize it, we are okay. But this is the problem. All these people here are sick people. Religious psychosis. So you cannot say extremist ideology. Extremist religious psychosis. Extremist schizophrenia of God belief. This is the problem. They don't see it. Only we, mentally healthy, in other words, atheists, without theos, God, or imaginary friend. If you don't believe in imaginary friends created by the brain, means that you are healthy. This is the problem in the world today, friends. Religious psychosis, the cancer of the brain.
Keep in mind, all these people have a brain and they accept imaginary friends as true, just like schizophrenics do.
Apparently has already pressed the button. You see on the multiple screens, some imagery.
These Islam psychotic kings are anointed by Allah. They are divine.
And they say the multiple screens. Well, this religious psychotic people infected with the cancer, the HIV of the brain, of imaginary friend belief, Iphophiba, God, because God has many names, is an imaginary friend. These people are benefiting from the technology created by atheism. Atheism, science. You see, and they're benefiting from that. And as you can see, extremism, what is extremism? What is an ideology? They all come from the brain. And they, like I said, 8,000 languages spoken on the planet. Atheism, not believing imaginary friends, which means that you are sane. Religion, religiosity, tied with the imaginary friend. That's what religion is. It's to tied with imaginary friends. So you're tied down, you're completely tied with your gods. So you're crazy. You believe in a straitjacket, because religious people believe in mental institutions. They're tied down with their friends, with their imaginary friends. That's what religion is. What is an ideology? Where ideas come from? Ideology is a treaty of ideas. Ideology, logos is treaty, is a study of. And ideas, a study of ideas, ideology. See, you have to learn from the beginning of the words, in the Latin and the Greek. Again, 8,000 languages spoken on the planet. 2,000 years ago, we didn't have the modern language of today. So think about that. So ideology comes from the brain, the treaty of ideas. And the people that are schizophrenic, that have a problem with your brain, the ideas all are screwed up. They have Iphophiba, imaginary friend or foe, irrational belief, acceptance. They accept imaginary friends or stupid ideas that are crazy as if they were reality. 2 plus 2 equals any number they think it is except 4. That's ideology. So when Trump called Muslim nation, Muslim is a disease. And there are 73 sects. They all believe in one book, the Quran, a different type of Qurans, with just like the different type of Bibles of the Christ psychotics. Conquer Islamic. This is ridiculous. All religions are extremist. All of them. So, you see, all of it. Extremism is innate in any religious psychosis, as craziness is innate in schizophrenia, temporal lobe epilepsy, and all that. Tourette syndrome, talking and crazy stuff and mad and all this stuff, that's Tourette's. And all these ideas, because of the brain, is screwed up. So extremism is at the core of all religious psychosis. Amazing. And the scientists won't tell you this. I'm the only person I can tell because I tell it like it is. Reality, logic, like Mr. Spock. Everything is logic. 2 plus 2 equals 4. Religion is a mental illness, one of the schizophrenias, and scientists won't tell you. They don't see it. They're clueless.
Careful about the language when it comes to this issue, and you saw the president.
As you can see, they're crazy people. These are all psychotic, Islam psychotic, the Christ psychotics, and all that. And all the outfits, they're from 1500 years ago. In other words, they have not evolved. Their brains have not evolved. They are theo-tarded. Again, theo, God, and tarded means late. Retarded because of belief in God, which is an imaginary friend created by the brain. This is the problem. These people don't see it. Religion is a mental illness. It's very dangerous. It's psychosis. It's like the brain HIV. Brain HIV, because believing God and crap like that and this disgusting psychosis, this virus, is no different than the HIV/AIDS virus that destroys the immune system, that defends the body from diseases. Well, HIV of the brain, religion, is a virus that destroys the immune system that defends the brain from accepting deluded beliefs, irrational schizophrenic belief as true. That's the reason I compare religion, the HIV virus of the body, defense system, of like the HIV of religious beliefs. Like a virus of the brain, HIV from the Borna virus in our genome, because the Borna virus control, a lot of virus control our thinking. Creates, impacts thoughts in the brain. Bacteria does the same thing. If you take some LSD and you'll see what happens to your brain. You start thinking all this stuff. Take cappuccinos, a lot of coffee, and he does that. Take a lot of this stuff, get bitten by animals, and it creates that. No oxygen in your brain, apoxia, and then you will have all this delusion. Lack of sleep, it creates the delusion. So the brain is affected by many, many things. It's a very, very delicate instrument. So there you have it, friends. This caput piso with the facts.